Well, the stars of A Wrinkle in Time, Oprah Winfrey, Reese Witherspoon and Mindy Kaling join me now. It's great to see you. Really good to see you. What a sumptuous film.
Sumptuous is a good word to describe it.
Sumptuous.
Isn't it like rich? It's just luscious.
Gorgeous,
Yes.
absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you for saying so.
What do you want people to take away from the film?
It's sumptuousness. And just what you took away, Lorraine. You did exactly what we wanted you to do. And also that there is power in the light, you know, that if you discover the best of yourself, the best shows up for you. And that love, everyone deserves to be loved. What she says in the movie, I deserve to be loved. Neither of us had read it, but Reese grew up reading the book and loving it.
I loved this book.
Yeah.
I thought, you know, it was such a great story that had this little girl at the center of it. And I remember being little and loving sci-fi and loving, you know, fantasy fiction and not really ever finding female heroes at the center of those stories. So this book was really important for me growing up. And my kids have read it, and they saw the movie, I loved it. My 5-year-old loved it.
Well, we've got the three of you. We've obviously got three very powerful women, a female director, and in Little Storm, who plays Meg, a star in the making.
Yes, for sure.
Really, really good.
We're all so proud of her.
I'll bet.
Yes.
I'll bet. Did she find, though, I mean, it must have been difficult for her, you know, with the three of you. Did you sort of break down those barriers quite quickly, that she wasn't intimidated or anything, or was she not?
She's incredibly well raised and so respectful. She calls us Miss Oprah, Miss Reese, Miss Mindy. Today, I mean, yes, you know, she'll call us that today. So she was incredibly well raised and with her head on her shoulders.
Yeah,
her family.
I think, you know, the thing about becoming famous or being well known is that you become the same person. It just is a magnifying glass on who you are. So whoever you are, if you're a nice kid, you just become a nicer kid, and people get to see that. And I think her mother did such a great job that none of us have any worries about her. And we're also proud of the film, and thank you for taking young girls.
Yes,
Well, they absolutely loved it, and it kind of changed the atmosphere in the viewing theatre as well for us, you know, because we were sensing how much they were getting out of it.
Yes, when we saw it with kids in the theater, kids end up laughing in places where I didn't know were funny. But yeah, kids get a different. It's a different experience for children because they don't think as linear as we do. You know?
Very much so. And although it is for, you know, it's a message for young girls, but also it's boys as well. You know, we have to change boys' attitude too, and things are changing. Things are getting better, aren't they?
Oh, for sure.
I'm optimistic.
Oh, yeah, I think so. And particularly when you see like a big company like Disney making a film like this and making such a positive statement for young women and putting a young girl's story up on the big screens across the world, that can really change consciousness. And I think it's great to see.
And it's a message that's global as well, isn't it? I mean, it's not just for...
Oh, it's a universal story.
Yeah, it's not just America, the UK, or Europe. It's absolutely all over the world.
And, you know, and young girls, 13, 14 years old, you're trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
You're trying to learn how to listen to your own voice, how to trust that instead of everybody around you, all the people who are bullying in one form or another or trying to influence you in one form or another. So the message that the Mrs. give to Meg of that you are okay just as you are, I think the message that you give.
Yeah, I say to her, I give you the gift of your faults. And she thinks that's a negative thing. But it's actually, it's understanding yourself, and it's those things that make you different that can provide your unique journey through the world.
And the most important thing is what Mrs. Who says to her in the beginning, that Rumi quote.
The wound is where the light enters you.
Yeah, that's
just so profound.
That.
Yeah, it's beautiful, absolutely. And I love the way your character just speaks in quotes from all kinds of cultures, and all, you know, from Winston Churchill, Shakespeare.
You know, it was cool that they updated the quotations from the original book, which was more sort of classical, from the Judeo-Christian history. They updated it with Lin-Manuel Miranda and Outcast.
She won't tell you how hard that is. I mean, we actually think that Mindy had the hardest role as Mrs. Who because, you know, as our characters, you get to ad-lib or give a sigh or or an and or a but or a, you know, you get a little leeway in languaging. Yeah. But when you're quoting Shakespeare,
you can't. No, you can't mess about with it.
No, everything works.
No, there'll be no messing about with that.
No,
you'll get some letters.
None whatsoever. No.